Start over. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? I just moved this too, and I'm here. Oh, don't need it for the moment. Put that there. How are we keeping? Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. It hasn't been good, that good weather-wise. It's been thunder, there's been rain, there's been fucking hailstones. There's been this, that, and the other. Basically, everything under the sun. So I pity anybody who's doing anything outside today. Like myself, I was out for a while, and it wasn't that nice. Let's put it that way. Got drowned. So great thing for the weekend. I hope everybody's having a good Easter so far too. You know, a lot of people be chucking into their Easter eggs at the moment. But yeah, so yeah. About 5 minutes earlier. No, we're not 5 minutes, about 2 minutes earlier. 2 minutes. The time goes forward tonight. So I have to remember that it's always interesting having to change back the old-fashioned clocks, not like the phones and stuff. They automatically update. But it's the old-fashioned clocks of the nuisance. There's so many of them in this house. There's one in each room, nearly. There's one there. There's one in the spare room. There's one there. And there's one in the. We have two actually in the sitting room. We have an old-fashioned one like on the mantelpiece and one up on the wall. I don't know why we have two, but you know, I suppose one doesn't work. We have the other one. And we have one in the kitchen. Yes, there's a good lot to trick around it. Just to make sure, I'm on live chat. I am, yes. Oh, no, I went to top chat. No, sorry, apologies. Yeah, I just went to the top chat. Live chat, sorry, not top chat. I'm fucking mixing myself up now. I'll take quite. So, yeah, let me see. So, not that much actually to talk about tonight, no, not that much. Not much has really gone on the last day. See, usually on a Wednesday, there's more stuff going on than during the weekend. But obviously, the main thing in the room is the DUP at the moment in Northern Ireland. The leader, Jeffrey Donaldson. You know, the DUP are really just fucked very, very much right now. Obviously, he was a terrible, terrible person. Hello, Gordon. How are we doing? How's our Saturday going? But long story short, terrible person, Jeffrey Donaldson. Hello, Fiona. How are y'all doing? How are we doing? But yeah, just a terrible person in the DUP. But the DUP basically have basically given Sinn Féin an open goal now at this stage because it doesn't look good for them. But it's a long story. But basically, I don't even know how you would describe him. A bit of a predator, I suppose. Let's put it that way. Allegedly, of course, but he obviously is guilty if he's been hiding it for so long and stuff like that. It's a long story, but I suppose proven. Yeah, it definitely seems like he's done something. Especially because the police are going to charge him, so they obviously have something on him that there's obviously evidence that a crime has occurred. You know, you get what I'm saying. So, but but Sinn Féin are going to take full advantage of it in Northern Ireland. But yeah, I don't even think he's in the country anymore. Jeffrey Donaldson, like he's the leader of the DUP, the Democratic Unionist Party. I don't even think he's in the country. I think he's in the United Kingdom, like gone off to England. So I don't know. But the interesting thing was, I couldn't get over this too, that before he was signed and stuff, obviously he was going to be kicked out anyway. They wouldn't have somebody like that as the leader of the party, you know, of a political party. They wouldn't do that. He fucked off to England. Well, not even that. Beforehand, he deleted his Twitter. He deleted all his social media accounts. Presumably so because everybody would be calling him disgusting bastard, basically. So I could see why. Anyway, hello, Sean. How are we doing? Hope we're well on this Saturday evening. Time's going forward today. Technically, the beginning of summer tomorrow. Technically speaking, beginning of summer. Not likely today now because it was just pissing rain all day. Few bits of sunshine, but just pissing. So yes, Jeffrey Donaldson, yes. But basically, the worst thing like Sinn Féin's going to take a full advantage of it because nobody's really going to vote for the DUP now after it. Well, the DUP, we have to admit, are fractioned at the moment. Like, they're not the party they used to be years ago. The DUP are just like the British, like, with Brexit and stuff. Like, the DUP are still all up in arms over it. So the DUP are very weakened at the moment, and well, extremely weakened now after it's emerged. Hello, Aaron. How are we doing? Yeah, we're getting a shipment tonight. I didn't know that actually. I didn't know. I knew. I know what he alleged. Well, obviously, they have evidence, to charge him and stuff like that. But still, nonetheless, disgusting bastard. Excuse my language, but that's what he is. And hopefully he be dealt with, I'm sure, in terms of the law. So yes. So yeah. So apart from that, not much happening on the Western Front. Apart from that, that's basically all that's been happening. There was a thing in Monaghan, but I can't think of it now. I think somebody escaped from a Garda station in Monaghan and was caught outside of it. I think. Let me just find that out. Yeah, like it's a historic. It's a long time ago, but still, nonetheless, it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes ago. It's he still committed a heinous crime. He had to be punished for it. And obviously, he will be punished. But not even that. That he probably was trying to keep him quiet for so long, and that's why it's only coming out now. You get what I'm saying? What was I looking at there? I don't know where it was. I seen it earlier on Twitter. Now I can't find it. It'll probably come up eventually. Yeah, I don't know. I should have saved it for sure. Oh yeah, true. Who? Which suspect escaped where? Oh yeah, Mullen. Right, I didn't know what you're talking about. Was that? Yeah, I'm sure people heard about it in the Netherlands. There was in a nightclub in the Netherlands something was going on, a hostage situation. Yeah. So thankfully nobody seemed to be killed in it. He took loads of hostages in the nightclub, so I presume he was probably mentally disturbed. I suppose a cry for help, as they would call it in this country. But thankfully nobody was killed, and the man has been arrested. Apparently he had a bomb and stuff like that. Apparently. What? Yeah, apparently so. It seems to be an Eritrean national. Yeah, apparently. Going by what this is, but it was a cry for help. When you see the media say, but still, nonetheless, thankfully nobody was killed. That's the main thing here. That nobody. Obviously, people were left with traumatic experiences and stuff, but thankfully nobody was injured or nobody was killed. Apparently, like going by these news reports I have in front of me, which is good. Obviously, I'm sure people do agree. We don't want anybody being hurt and stuff. Yeah, definitely is terrorism and stuff like that. Like, borders on terrorism. Going in with allegedly it's explosive. Obviously, holding people hostage first of all is a serious enough offence, But then I think he must pretend that I don't know all the facts of it, but you get what I'm saying. But as long as nobody was killed, because we could be looking at now if 20 or 30 people were killed because of this, but nobody was killed, thankfully. So that's the main gain, I suppose, made that nobody was injured or nobody was killed. And everything was everything ended peacefully. Um, Sentiment, yeah. So I'm sure everybody knows the Irish Examiner today came out with this story. Um, I don't know what they want us to tell them. The media always takes a year to come back as far as talking about it. So the Irish Examiner come out with this. Ireland's fertility rate is, it's a basic time bomb, which is true. The fertility rate we see in Italy, I think Elon Musk tweeted, I get in a few minutes. Italy, I think last year was only 300,000 people were born in Italy, nearly 400,000 for a country like Italy. What's Italy's population in it? But it's obviously bigger than Ireland's. It'd be Italy's total population, but for 300,000, there should be at least 2 million probably in Italy born every year or so. It's 58 million, so nearly 60 million people in Italy. And there was only about 300,000 people born in the whole of Italy last year. And obviously, probably more people died. And that's what's happening, of course. So more people are dying than people being born. It's the same here. The population is more elderly now here, getting elderly by the day. But we're never allowed to ask, and this is the next question. We're allowed to ask, yes, well, 60, something like that, 58, you're not too wrong. But you get what I'm saying for one of those, yeah, Ireland be nearly enough next to. It doesn't matter, you get what I'm saying. It's something like that, You're right, you're on the ball. I just wanted to check for the sake of arguments. If somebody said, actually, but you get what I'm saying, only 300,000 people born last year in Italy, and he's right in saying in Japan is another country too, only 1 million people were born last year in Japan, and Japan probably has nearly 100 million people, so. But still, nonetheless, Ireland is more fucked than the whole lot of them put together because Ireland has a lesser population. The majority of people who are here have left and decided that they go emigrate. So there's very little people left, basically, in the country. Compared to pre-famine, like before the famine and stuff like that. But this is the thing I want to raise. Like, I'm not even allowed to talk about it too much on YouTube, so I can only say the bare minimum. But sometime I will put up a video on BitChute talking about it. Because you're not allowed to speak about it here. You're not allowed to question it like this. But we all know the reasons why and stuff like that, and particularly all of a sudden this has happened. But obviously it's been a trend for years at this stage. But it's down to many things. It is down to many things. And I suppose too, one thing that's often talked about, and I know it's not the main thing, but it's about I can't really talk and go, but I put a video up sometime a bit you talking about it. But we all know too, the main thing in Ireland, I suppose, in terms of Ireland, is that young people can't afford to have a child, let alone live themselves in the house and stuff like that. You couldn't afford it. Imagine trying to feed yourself and trying to put a child through school and put a child to college or anything like that. You nearly generally would need to sell an arm and a leg. Like, it's very expensive in this country. So that's another reason why. And another reason why too, we all know, is that nobody really wants to be couples, and stuff like that. It's just kind of anything goes nowadays. Like, you can't really mention about the other things, but because it's the Deutsches Reich here. So you're not allowed to talk about these things, unfortunately. So yeah, get Elon Musk treat now. But I will put a video up, but we all know the reasons why. Yeah, well, Christ is king. Better we know Ben Shapiro a bit. I wouldn't listen to them. They're just lunatics, to be totally honest. So Musk put out yesterday, I think. And he's right in saying it, because this is the truth. There was only about maybe four, you could say, give or take, 400,000 in Italy in 2020, the lowest annual figure since country's unification in 1861. So that's obviously a long time ago, 1861. That's during the American Civil War, all 200 years ago. So, and obviously, this is the thing I always talk about. Obviously, 200 years ago, they didn't have the technology and stuff like that now, and the means to give birth to children and stuff like that, professionally and stuff like There was no such thing, there was no designated head clerk and stuff like that. And obviously poverty and disease was rampant because they didn't understand the concept of disease and viruses and different things. Uh, so and obviously people back then lived to a lesser age, I suppose, than nowadays. Um, but that shouldn't be really in the modern world, basically. That it's like this, basically. Because majority of people, going back to even Abraham Lincoln when he was president of the United States and stuff like that, a lot of his children died in infancy and stuff like that, because that was common back years ago, back in that time, that a lot of children wouldn't live to teenagers and wouldn't live to adults because they died in infancy due to many illnesses and stuff like that. But like that's really eye opener when you see that. Like it's the lowest since 1861. Um, it's something that you need to kind of pay attention to, I suppose, because it's happening here, but maybe not to the greatest extent. Obviously, in other countries, not yet. Um, trying to stay positive. Oh, we don't. Yeah, no, it's nothing to be concerned about. Obviously, at the moment, it's just pointing out because it needs to be pointed out because you know what's this? Um, yeah, like look at this. Like this is a perfect example. Yeah, like I know about that because look at the tiger and stuff. But no, this is a comment here. Just seen it here. It's just a good, everything like this person here. So he's saying about his parents. At our age, my parents already had. So this man probably be in his early 30s, maybe late 30s. He's still a young enough man, and um, their parents already had them. Had two kids. They had a house paid for and stuff like that. Maybe he's 30. I don't know, something like that. He's around that age. Uh, had a single job, half acre land. How can you get a mortgage? Like nobody can get a mortgage unless you have a very good job with high pay and stuff like that. And not even that, you'd be literally 90 by the time you pay off your mortgage in this country. So it's he's dead right in that. Like, how could they have done it years ago? And that's what I keep going back to. Um, I just thought I'd mention that because he literally put the nail on the head. Like, people's parents and stuff like that could buy houses and stuff like that, but nowadays you can't. It's just a fairy tale, as Holly Cohen said. Um, which is true. It is literally just a fairy tale for a lot of people. Um, yeah, only do one thing at a time. Don't focus on everything. Don't overwhelm yourself because the main thing many people uh, happens in modern day life is people do like overthink things, like overthink everything. Just focus on one thing at a time. Take it step by step. Take it hour by hour, minute by minute, etc., etc. Because overthinking about many things that could happen, this could happen, anything could happen. It doesn't. It doesn't help anybody basically. It just annoys you more and stuff like that. So it's better to take it in baby steps, as Fiona said. She said right in that. Um, um, nearly. Yeah, but obviously things nearly back in the 2000s were nearly a bit better than nowadays. Nowadays, you just don't have a hope. Um, Maybe in 2000, yeah, there you had some chats, but nowadays not really any chats. Yeah, like it is, and like I can relate to that because you're near enough the same age as me. Um, there's not many people. I can't tell you. I could nearly use up all my fingers, well, more than my fingers. I could probably add 6 or 7 more fingers to my hands if I counted. Every person that left to go to here, there, and everywhere. Also, so obviously it's Easter week, and obviously 1916 Rising commemoration. It's basically here. So Sinn Féin had the gall. I don't even know what you call it, the gall, but generally, let's put it this way: they would generally stand like power peers, James Connolly, the whole lot of them. Well, James Connolly would be rolling in his grave, thinking about what the Labour Party is nowadays. But they had some gall like Sinn Féin. They have some gall along with Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. They have some gall to say, we care about their sacrifice and stuff. Ultimate sacrifice for Ireland's freedom. They have some gall, like they generally do have some gall because they couldn't care a damn. Like they couldn't care about them. Simple as that. The two focused on the woke ideology and stuff like that. The same with Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Just couldn't care less about them. Um, because we just just cut Sinn Féin nowadays, and like the far from this. Let's put it that way. Uh, Hello, Shawnee. How are we doing? How is our Saturday going? If you let me. But yeah. In the total threat, these could add, yeah. I but see, money lasted a bit longer, I think, years ago than nowadays. Like money just goes, like things are that inflated. Um, it's just insane. Yeah, they just give it away. That's it. And they have some goals to come out and say, "Oh, we care about them" and stuff like that. And literally, dude, like it's very often. But the Labour Party couldn't come out now and say, "Oh, we're representing James Connolly and stuff," because it's far from the literally are. I don't know if they're delusional or they're just stupid at this stage. But they know this. They know this that James Connolly wouldn't agree with the Labour Party, and nor would they agree with the mainstream political parties and stuff like that. Yeah, the upcoming exactly. But I don't think it's like in general the local Tory won't really matter. Like if Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael get kicked out, well, obviously they would be licking the wounds if they'd happen. But the main thing is the general election. Like if they lose the seats in the Dáil, um, you know, if that makes any sense. But still, nonetheless, if they got kicked out of Europe and stuff like that, and it'd be they'd be licking the wounds for a long time, which would be good to see. I enjoy it very much if that happens. But um, and even if there's a referendum too, there's a referendum too happening for the European Court of like something to do with the European Court. Even if we I would just say vote against it just to annoy the government, because hopefully maybe it'd be another defeat for the government and they'll be crying about it. Because they generally still are crying and upset about the referendums they lost. They generally are still just crying about it. Like nearly 3 weeks on, they're still losing their mind over it. So yeah, I just want to bring this to your attention too, and here. So obviously this is the O'Ahley. He was one of the leaders of the 1916 Rising. So I think this is a really, really good quote. Quote. One of the clock might say here it's right, the O'Ahley. There's a bit to the O'Ahley. But I always said about it, like his home house where he was born and stuff like that, and where he lived and stuff during the Easter Rising, as we all know, was knocked down by some greedy fuckers that are developers and stuff that were going to build a big fucking apartment and charge people billions of euro a week to stay in it. And they basically just knocked his house down without a care and stuff like that. I always try and mention it. And nothing has ever been done about it, basically. So, yeah, no, for that, yeah, exactly. He was wounded during these Rising and stuff. And obviously faced the firing squad then too. No, it wasn't. But it's too much happened once for me to remember everything. I might be a bit wrong, maybe not. I'm getting confused. I'm like Sinn Féin. I'm getting confused with it. Like it's funny the Shinners on Twitter at the moment. Like the Shinners are just like, oh yeah, Ireland, we'll pull Ireland, we pull this, we'll pull that, we'll pull the other. But but weirdly we care about fucking Palestine more than Ireland, to be totally honest. Yeah, I was thinking that, yeah. It fully probably will, but see, I think they were going to do that at one stage to put the Ukrainians into people's houses. Say you had a spare bedroom in the back of the house or something like that that you didn't use it for storage or something like that. I thought the government would. I thought the government would do that. I think that's what the last sentence was really about because they were asking about do you have a spare room and stuff like that. But I think they knew people. Well, they're not going to do that now after with just the uproar that's happening at the moment over immigration and stuff like that. So I don't think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot too badly because if they've done that, the gloves are off. If they're going to if they're going to send Garda O'Connor to everybody's house to force asylum seekers into your house. Without your consent and stuff like that. The government couldn't do that because it's private property for us, unless they own state accommodation, maybe or something like that. But nevertheless, if the person doesn't consent to it, they don't have to. But they never did that. But that's what I thought they would do at one stage. But they know rightly they literally have signed their death warrant if they done that. Like it would be the end of Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. It generally would be the end of them overnight. If you're not using every room, yeah, well, they probably would do that eventually. Yeah, too. I'm a female, yeah. Also, just to say, this I've been saying this for the last 70 years. If I had things organized, that'd be great. But yeah, I've been saying this for the last 70 years. So, destroyed by ridiculous restrictions and taxes, the Green Party, yeah. This is bang on the money. Like this bang. Like look at China, 30% of the emissions in the world. Look at India, 7%. The United States, the rest of the world, Russia, Germany, Italy, Turkey, the UK, Saudi Arabia, and stuff like that. Like these two countries combined, nearly 50, and then the United States, 30, 37, 30, nearly 50% of the world, literally with these two countries, and then add in the smaller countries and stuff. And Ireland's not even anywhere here. Like Ireland's literally nowhere to be found. Like we obviously are not polluting more than the UK and stuff like that. But yeah, one thinks that Ireland is here. Like Ireland is literally China producing all the emissions as China. Like it's just crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They want to kill all the cattle. The same with Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They just want to kill. They want to kill all the cows. They don't want you to eat cow. They don't want you to have milk. They don't want you to have beef. They don't want you to have this. They don't want you to have that. See, they want you to eat bugs, and that's what the government are going for. They want you to eat bugs and fucking snails and stuff like that. Yeah, but not by much. Obviously, but Ireland has less of population. It's 40 million, and so in the UK. So obviously, it would be a bit more. It goes really by human population and stuff, but still, nonetheless, for what they're proposing to do, like kill 200,000 cows in this country, stop people burning tough, stop people from burning coal and stuff like that, stop people from even having a cow unless it's electric. Like soon enough, the government will, like by 2030, they wanted, wasn't it 40% of the cows in the world to be electric? So 2030 is only around the corner, just to say 2024, another 6 years or so. And first of all, the question is, how can people afford an electric car? Not even if they don't want an electric car, how could you afford it? That's what I'm saying. Because the government only give you about €1,000 maybe of a grant to buy it, and that's nearly 50k or something. So the only Irish Joe, where are you going to get the money? Yeah. Oh, it's not even that. They don't watch to eat meat. They don't watch to eat that kind of stuff. They don't watch to have a balance. They just watch to eat the snails and stuff like that. That's basically it. They don't want you to eat anything. They don't want you to eat meat, and they don't want you to have this. They want you to just eat snails and that. That's all they want. But I just thought that was an interesting thing to see because it just shows you that it's not Ireland that's the biggest polluter in the world. So Carol Nolan put this up. I don't know the show the other night, but Carol Nolan put this up, and she's dead right in saying it. So she's saying about the hate speech bill, and obviously the government. We don't really know at the moment, but what Neil Richmond said the other night on the telly, it's really, I suppose, the opinion of the government now that they can't. There's no possible way they could get it through in the next year because there's that much opposition to it. And obviously, Sinn Féin's jumping on the bandwagon now because they know the election's coming up and they need to kind of be seen to do something. Because immigration is the biggest issue in the country. Like it's above housing, and that just goes to show you. The more people are worried about immigration than they are about housing themselves, and that just goes to show you, there's something dreadfully wrong in this country. But not even that, and she's dead right in saying this too. Like there's people, like as we speak now, I think there was a young lad attacked in Dublin with a knife. There, stabbed or something in Dublin. I don't know much else about it, but I've seen this on Twitter. Like we're still in load and all. Like a crime is just theft, shop and stuff like that. It's just going like the basic law and order is breaking down in this country. Basically that's what I'm trying to say. And they're too busy worrying about police and the internet. They're too busy worrying about if somebody's feelings is hurt. We're sending on God or Sheena Connor to deal with them. But if you kill somebody in broad daylight, you get a medal for it. And if you rob a shop, yeah, like I've seen videos online, and the group that was even in Cavan, Western Cavan, there Tuesday night, last Tuesday gone by, they had €20,000, robbed €20,000 from different phone shops and stuff, and they were just allowed to go around for the last few months doing that, and they were only caught there the other day. But long story short, they bet off, and that'll be it. But long story short, and obviously there's a lot of people that are coming in, like as we've seen from the news talk and from the mainstream media. 85% of the people that came through Dublin Airport last year, Dublin Airport, not even talking about other airports, 85% of asylum seekers coming through didn't have documents, had fake documents, or just didn't even have any documents at all, were just let in, which is not good enough. That's the main airport in the country. So if you look at Shannon, then you look at Cork, then you look maybe at Belfast, because the people coming down from Belfast to the Republic of Ireland and stuff like that. So it is not on. But definitely Cal Nolan, one of the best TDs in the door for calling out this, because only for Cal Nolan now, Matty will go out too, and then you have the rural independents, the only people really pushing it to the doorstep. What am I making? Yeah, well, here's just everything's being robbed. Anything that's not nailed down is being robbed. Yeah, like not even just that. Like you look at Crime Call. I've seen a few clips from Crime Call and stuff like that. And just the amount of people going and just robbing stuff. And it's not like they can't afford it and stuff like that. They're just robbing because they can get off with it, basically. And it's not right. Sorry, I'm just looking for because there was something I was going to say, but I can't remember what I put it. See, I should just save things instead of relying on me to find them. If I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. Yeah, well, I don't think she set up a political party. Like, I don't think like this is the thing. There's so many new political parties popping up here, there, and everywhere. There's Liberty Ireland, well, it's Ben Gilroy, yeah, set it up and stuff like that. Then you have other political parties just popping up everywhere. So basically, so many political parties. There's that many political parties. It's kind of overwhelming at this stage. Like, I don't think setting up political parties is the thing. I think nearly where Karen Nolan is at the moment is better off, to be totally honest, because she's doing more as an independent. Because as I said to you before, I could be in many parties at the moment, but it's that I choose not to be, because you can say more, you can do more as an independent, as somebody that's not in the party, because the people at the top would try and shut you up about things like immigration. If I was in Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael at the moment, I couldn't come out and say things with immigration. You wouldn't be allowed. They would kill you if you literally went in and said something over the Green Party or the Labour Party. God forbid, they would kill you. Like independent Ireland too. It's Michael Collins too, but I do think the rural independents are better off just being independent, like being together. Like obviously the rural independents are kind of a group. But I think that's the best place for them. I know. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I suppose it'd be better together, But there's that many political parties, nobody knows what to join. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Because usually the higher ups, this is what happens. The higher ups of every organization don't like people who don't fall in line, basically. Like the party of a political organization has policies and stuff like that. And if you don't fall in line, you have to stay in line, basically. And I simply couldn't do that. I know other people could, but I couldn't do it. But I get what you're saying. Like, it's an independent too. You need to kind of have friends and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not sure this, but the National Women's Council of Ireland put up a tweet there on March the 28th, saying abortions are a normal part of the reproduction journey, which is obviously like totally false. Like having a child is a gift, and just saying, oh, you can just kill off a human being if you want. Especially being the National Women's Council of Ireland, an NGO organisation, just to say, people that are in it are at the heads of it, or NGOs getting thousands of euro a year from the state and stuff. Now we're poor, let's take women out of the constitution and stuff. They're all up in arms over that, and then it didn't go well for them. But imagine that they were literally against women in the referendum gone by, and now they're like say, oh, we should kill all our children. That's what we should, instead of having children, we should kill them. And no wonder the birth rate's gone down in that regard too. But again, that's just my opinion. I'm against abortions and stuff like that, unless in some circumstances, maybe in rare circumstances. But obviously the rate we're going to 10,000 nearly a year is insane. But obviously have to be careful what I say now on YouTube. I'm kind of saying a bit too much. YouTube might not be too pleased because you cannot have a bit of opinion to it. Yeah, the NGOs, they are given thousands and thousands of euro from the state a year. Like, they're into their own back pockets. Like, these people are pro Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. Like, they're literally in Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. And it's not even, like, literally the last referendum, they were jumping up and down and saying we should take women out of the constitution, then being the National Women's Council of Ireland. And now they'll come out with this. Like, as somebody said, I can't remember who said it, but they're literally just snotty-nosed, high society women that's from Dublin that don't understand anything about women at all. Like, they're too busy fucking up their own house, basically. Like, that's what they are. Like, there's literally probably not one woman in the National Women's Council that has a child or has it like does anything outside of just crying about people who are anti-abortion and stuff like that. I better be careful anyway what I say anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been much involved with it. So I don't know. I haven't been at any meetings about it or anything. So I generally couldn't tell you, Shawnee, to be totally honest. But I don't think we'd be doing anything. But as I said, whatever they decide to do, but I won't really have any part in it. But it's not even that. Like they're so up society. Like they're not with the working class women, the women that have to go out and walk along with have a child and stuff like that. They're not with them. Like they're that high up in big, huge jobs and NGO jobs with thousands and thousands of euro handed to them by the government every year. Uh, they're not with the only woman of Ireland, basically. They're not with the woman that has a child and has to walk and has to do a 9 to 5 job. They're just snotty nosed women that too busy worrying about the woman beside them. They have too much and stuff like that. They're too busy being up their own house, basically. Yeah, like you straight out of university, basically. But I don't know, Shawnee. But if I hear anything about it, I will let you know. But I don't think so. If they're going to do it, it'll be in September, I say. I presume. So I'm sure people have heard about yeah, like not even that. Look at Japan. Like look at Japan. Not even Italy. Like Italy and Japan are bad, and along with Ireland. But as I say, abortions too. I should have mentioned it earlier on. Abortions too. Obviously, killing 10,000 children a year, and it is, in my opinion, it is killing because that's the way I see it as abortion. I think having the child is a gift. To be totally honest. And not many. Some women can't give birth. Etc. etc. But the people who can give birth should give birth. But obviously, there's some circumstances people should have an abortion. In some circumstances, very rare circumstances, that's what the government said to us during the abortion, that it'd be rare, it'd be not every day of the week on a mass production scale. It'd be rare instance, rare instance. Once in the blue moon, but if 10,000 is once in the blue moon, and, especially for a small country, you're basically just killing off a whole generation. And I know I can't say too much more because the YouTube police are after me. The Ministry of Truth is in here. Yeah, the cost of living too. I mentioned that earlier on. Yeah. Not everyone's cut out to be a pagan, but killing killing a child, it is alive in the woman's belly, in the woman's uterus. Like it is alive. Like it is a live being. It's a human being. As much as people would deny it is and stuff like that, it is alive. It is alive. Like if you see in any scans and stuff like that, it's literally been alive. Literally a live person in your belly. And I don't think it's right for people to choose God, be God, basically, and decide to kill a child or kill whoever. No, nobody has the right to be God or jury and executioner. Again, unless it's to save the mother's life, because it can happen in some circumstances. Well, they have to do it because the mother's life's at risk, etc., things like that. We're not so much South Korea, it's more Japan and Italy at the moment. South Korea, I've heard about South Korea, it's not that bad yet. But Japan and Italy's just basically fucked. Them two countries are basically fucked. So Ireland's fucked too, but not as bad as obviously the other countries yet. Uh, yeah. So I just wanted to talk about this too. When we seen this earlier on, and I think we should. So obviously, the Irish Defence Forces have troops in Lebanon. We're not just obviously occupiers, so we're like peacekeepers, trying to keep the peace. And obviously, the Middle East at the moment is not the nicest place to be. Uh, so they were lucky, really, in a way. Uh, so obviously, there was artillery or something, and they were nearly uh, they were nearly killed. Some of the soldiers into the defence forces of an but just goes to show you the danger they put in. Um, and to be totally honest, I said this earlier on. To stuff, I know it's peacekeeping role and stuff like that. But I don't think we should send our troops over to the Lebanon at the moment. I know we shouldn't, but we probably shouldn't be there at the moment. Let's put it because it is dangerous. Um, they could be killed with straight fire and stuff like that. Yeah, there should be patrolling the airports, of course. Hello, Oliver. How are you doing? Uh, Decline of war. Yeah, you'll seem to. Like we have the highest amount of people alive now and there, but more people are dying than nearly being bought at the moment. It's a trend around the world, as we've seen in Italy and Japan. It's the same now, nonetheless, but a lot of people have emigrated. A lot of Irish people were born here have emigrated, um, and it's an aging population, isn't it? Like we've seen with the government, what the government are doing recently. You can walk now to 70, because see, when people retire at 65, 66 now, isn't it? The government have to pay a huge amount in pensions, and there's a huge amount of money. It's an ungodly amount of money because see, people are living longer. So the government have to pay big, huge money out in pensions and stuff like that, and they don't want to do that. So basically, they want to walk you until you drop dead. Uh, I don't even know what that means, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. But obviously, the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro, they don't like Christianity and stuff because they think Christ is king is anti-Semitic and stuff like that. It's a joke. Um, yeah, like it has massive. Obviously, not allowed to say too much on YouTube, but it does. But you're not allowed to really say anything. But obviously, just to say Israel shouldn't be doing what it's doing at the moment. It goes on the more war crimes. Basically, it is war crimes what's being committed at the moment. But you're nearly not allowed to say that, outright. It's a country that you cannot criticize. It's something that you cannot even say boo about. And that's not right. Because at the end of the day, you're entitled to question, especially when they're doing what, like they literally are killing innocent children and women as we speak. Yeah, and it shouldn't be allowed to go on with that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this. So I often heard about these things and stuff like that. Because obviously it can be very embarrassing if your mother or your father does this kind of things only fans and stuff like that, and your class or your workplace or whatever finds out about this. Uh, you know, even though my opinion on it, at the end of the day, if they want to do it, they can do it. There's nothing really to stop them. It's immoral, but at the end of the day, if they want to sell themselves some money and stuff like that, they can do that. Obviously, in some situations, some people could be desperate and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I don't think anybody should degrade themselves to that level to do that. To basically, like, prostitution is the oldest job in the book, like the oldest profession in the world. You often hear them say. But I don't think people should degrade themselves to this, especially if you're a mother and stuff like have children. You shouldn't do it just for their sake. You shouldn't just do like that because um, it can have a huge effect. And obviously, this 13-year-old has to go through life now with probably people saying about his mother every day of the week. and it'd be control. And it's not an isolated incident. There's been a lot of this now the last 10 years or so. Just children having mothers on OnlyFans and stuff like that. And it has a huge effect on your mind. Like it does because you've been taught it and you've been slagged and you've been this and you've been that. And it isn't right. But at the end of the day, it's supposed it's not up to me. Up to the I'm not the proper authority to probably speak to. Uh, yeah. Um, yeah. But at the end of the day, if somebody wants to have every right to do it, even though I would disagree immensely with this, with the adult film industry and stuff like that, and OnlyFans stuff like that, it shouldn't be a thing, particularly because you see so much. But again, it's society as a whole. A lot of young women and stuff like that find that they, that's the bit. Like you get more money from it and stuff like that because working a 9 to 5 job and stuff like that. Like the amount of money people on OnlyFans made and stuff like that, it's insane. And it's not jealousy. I couldn't give a shit about the money. It's the morality of it. Do you really want to sell yourself? And that's basically what you're doing. You're all selling yourself. Um, do you really want to be degraded that much and people looking at you just for money? Because at the end of the day, money's an object. It doesn't matter. I think your morality and you know your self-respect above anything else is more important than fucking a few bob. That's I think. Like money is an object. As long as you're happy, that's the main thing and healthy. But you know, it can have many effects on you. Like like as I said earlier on, like particularly in the Western world and the moment with cam girls and stuff like that, they find it that they have to because only jobs don't pay enough. And I said about this many times. If you go out to do a day's work, you should get paid uh, accordingly. But in the modern world now we live in, people who go out to work and does a hard day labor and stuff that gets less. And these people who it's the same with social media influencers and stuff like that. They sit on the computers and do nothing, and they get huge bucks for doing nothing. It shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be it. Um, because if somebody goes out, gets up early in the morning to go out to work and stuff like that, they should be getting more than the person sitting on the computer making a video, doing whatever. And that's the way I see it. And the same with OnlyFans and stuff like that. The person who goes out to do a job, yeah, like I can't believe, but I don't know. Like in some instances, some people can be desperate and stuff like that. But there's some women that just, they don't know when to stop and stuff like that. And there was a report actually came out. It was a study done by an Australian university. And obviously, I could have told them this because you see it all the time. You see it all the time on Twitter and stuff like that. Like it's there right for you. It's not literally, you're not going out to find the right. Like it's all over the internet and stuff nowadays. There's so many young women, particularly from 18 to around 28 or so, are being over sexualized on social media for views and for likes and for this and for that. And it's probably all over TikTok, especially to mention about TikTok. There's a lot of young women, like not even 18, not even a full adult, are teenagers over sexualizing themselves for views, for likes, for follows, for this, that, and for money in other regards too, for tips and stuff like that. And it's not right. It isn't right. Because what kind of example are we setting for the future generations, the young women of any country? That this is the way they should be having it, stuff like that. And not even that. For society to function and things that we need people to work jobs, even shitty jobs and stuff like that, in restaurants, in shops and stuff like that, provide services and stuff like that. But if people see that that's a dead end basically, and it is a dead end. Obviously, it should be paid more, etc., etc. But people will go to the money maker instead of working a job and stuff like that. No smoke without fire, exactly. But no, it is very, very sad now to see this happen. And I do feel for this young lad. Like I've seen him many times happen. But I don't get why people degrade themselves. Like maybe I just have a bit too much self-respect. Like even if I was, like even though I'm not a woman and stuff like that, what is a woman, But even though I'm not a woman, let's put that way. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't degrade myself for any money. I would rather starve, to be totally honest, on the street, um, or even just walk the most shittiest job ever to make it through and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, it's not worth the money. It's not worth selling yourself for that. It is. It just isn't. Anything. The world's blowing up in 5 minutes. I'm only joking. I don't know. Nothing really. Also, I'm sure people have seen about the amount of people that are dying on the roads. I suppose is another thing. I know it's a very morbid thing to talk about. I know no, there's not really anything ever good, unfortunately. It's not ever any good. I hate. Thank you. So obviously, there's been a huge amount. Worthwhile endeavor, yeah, exactly. It's more worthwhile endeavor. It is generally more worthwhile endeavor. I go and work for the Tony Blair Institute. If I ever needed to, I can ring up Tony Blair and he give me a job. I'm sure we would get a nice job with Tony Blair. We can go on and fade our whack again. I mean, weapons of mass destruction, etc. So obviously, it's been a huge rise in road deaths and stuff like that. It's insane. I don't know why. Like, I think it's just. I don't know really what's causing all these road deaths. Yeah, a rainy day fund. You can give me a rainy day fund, yes. There's that many crashes. Was one an hour or somewhere up there. But I don't know. Like, I just going by on Garda O'Connor. The amount of people that's been caught on the phones and stuff like that is insane. And it doesn't matter if you're on the phone for 5 seconds, 2 seconds. Not even if you're like in a way. Do you know the way you're in your car and stuff like that? And your phone is like on a phone holder or something like that, right? And you're talking, but you still have it to your face and stuff like that. But you're still distracted. You're still talking. I don't think people should really be talking really like on the phone at all, even if you don't have it in your hand. Because I do think it's taking away people's concentration, because that's the main thing people are got for being on the phone. But it's insane the amount of people. Like, I don't know what's causing all this. Hello, Roland. How are we doing? But I don't know what's causing. Like, that's what I'm saying. Does anybody know? Like, I know for again, these accidents on the phone can happen and stuff. And accidents can happen. It can happen. You can never. Sometimes you can't prevent them. But in a lot of instances, it can be prevented. And it's speed too. I think a lot of, particularly young people. Well, the road, yeah, in some regards, some roads are bad, but I think young people particularly are just when they get their license and stuff like that, they just push the limits. They think doing like a lot of young men, particularly. They think they're invincible and stuff like that when they get behind the wheel and stuff like that. They think they can't be stopped and stuff like that. And it's not even that. The driving test and stuff hasn't changed in years. And I think things in the modern world have gone too advanced. And stuff like that. Yeah, I seen that. It was somewhere in the Midlands, yes. It was a float. There was 2 people in the back and stuff like that. But apparently he was suspended from driving or something like that, apparently. But I haven't heard much else, but Garda O'Connor should have dealt with him. Especially if he was suspended from driving, allegedly. He shouldn't have been in the car, first of all. And obviously, he shouldn't be ever given a driver's license again. Because he could have killed. Well, I don't think anybody was injured or anybody was killed. Maybe they had the grounded at the back of it, but I don't think they got hurt, as far as I know. It was never reported by the mainstream media. There was videos on social media about it. Tear up the road. No, but in Ireland, it's gone serious now with the amount of people that's been killed on the roads. But I think it's just a lack of concentration too. People are too busy. Like, people are going, like, they're on the road, right? I'm trying to explain. They're on the road and they don't know where they're going, first of all. Like, they're just rushing for no reason on the roads. They're not taking their time. And I do say to people, if you're going to work, or if you're going to school, and that, you should not go the last minute, right? You should go a few minutes early to give yourself plenty of time, to go. Because that's the best thing. Because a lot of people just wait until the last minute and then they're washing and stuff like that, and that's not good. But I don't know really how you can stop this. But the only thing is, I think Jack Chambers, the Minister of State, was saying that we need more road policing, and we do kind of. We need more checkpoints and stuff. Even though it's a nuisance, like checkpoints and stuff like that, but it does need to be done. But see, this is the thing. They're that worried about the hate speech bill getting the Gardaí to do it. Then the yow about so going by this here, 56 people, nearly 60 people have lost their lives, and this is only the end of March. Nearly 56 people. There's nearly one person for each day, nearly, or a bit more maybe in some cases. Like it's insane. Like that's only the third month going into the last. The 31st is tomorrow. Yeah, the 1st is Monday. It's insane. Yeah, like there's a few. Like some people shouldn't have a driver's license. It's simple as that. I've seen them myself. Some people shouldn't. Like I know myself, I never went. I could go in the morning if I wanted to do a driving test, but my nerves wouldn't hold on the road and stuff like that. I'd be too nervous of a driver. I know and it wouldn't be good at it. I'm good at driving push bikes and so that, but I'm not good in a car. And I know it by me. And I never should be allowed to drive. Like I know it. I can tell by myself. I can tell that I wouldn't be a good driver and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people that just do it anyway. But I know. I know. That's what I'm trying to say. So I won't put anybody at risk. Whatever about killing myself from the counts of it, I couldn't live with me if I did survive in some accidents. If I couldn't live with myself and kill some innocent person or something like that with my idiotic driving. Yeah, clocks go forward tonight. Yes. But I don't know. Like the best thing is just getting more people, more guards on the road to get people from speeding and stuff like that. Like the Gardaí too more like they're more worried at the moment about the one thing the more because it's an easy job. Let's put it this way for Garda Síochána, because again the guards don't want to do hard. They don't want to do hard work. They're too busy going after unaccompanied drivers. Like even though they shouldn't be doing it, obviously, but they're too busy. They're hellbound to just going after these people just because they're unaccompanied drivers. But they don't care about the person that is going 900 miles an hour or something like that. They don't care. Or the truck and stuff. They're more worried about getting the easy people, so it's an easy job, it's an easy paperwork. They don't have to do much, and that's what the Garda Síochána is nowadays. They don't want to do anything. And so they just don't want to do to enforce the law, aren't they? Yeah, the green powder, everything. Yeah, you get an extra hour, in bed. But technically, that's the beginning of summer now, because the evenings will be longer, etc., etc. What's this now? So. Hit the power lines. Leo and Mary Lou. Oh, the doll will be soon going back too. We'll be looking forward to say like, a lot of the world independents stuff that would usually vote for the government and stuff like that are not going to vote for the government this time, like for the Taoiseach, like for so which is good. So there'll be a lot less support, but obviously Simon Harris will be the Taoiseach. Like it's not really much to stop them. They're good. They have the numbers still, so let's feed forward. Let some of them just vote against the party, which they'd be literally mad to do it because they'd be literally gone. Even though go ahead and do it, I would love to see them doing it, but you know. So what the talk with this too, actually, here. Yeah, we declare its own time zone. We would go 5 hours ahead. How does that sound? No, it hasn't changed yet. It's a change in the United States. Well, to lose the hour, of course, of course. Of course, we don't want to lose anything. Yes, exactly. Uh, yeah. So obviously this was discussed. There's been a bit of tension within this. Like he came to Cavan a few months ago, Eamon Ryan, the minister for roads and tour transport and stuff like that. So he came to Cavan a few months ago, Eamon Ryan, with a big fanfare. There was a huge fanfare of him. Oh, the minister, Eamon Ryan's here and stuff like that. He fell asleep during it, but sure, look at. And the only reason why they kind of brought him here because they were looking for money. They were looking for loads of money, but they didn't get loads of money. So for all the roads in County Cavan, they only got about 3.6 million or something, give or take. That's all they got. So maybe 4 million for all the roads in Cavan. And Cavan's a big county now. There's a lot of rural roads, etc., etc. 3.5 million. Ooh. So obviously there's a lot, as you can see here, just the amount of roads here. This is only a fraction of it. These are just the main roads and stuff like that. Like some of the roads in County Cavan are atrocious. Like they generally are just atrocious. Some back roads and stuff like you generally couldn't go down there in a car. Like you would end up in the pothole. You never get out of it. But like some of these roads here, like the thing about it is I never can understand why in the name of God did they do the same roads over and over again? Because time and time again they've dug up fucking roads that were perfect and stuff they've only done a year ago. But they won't do the roads that need to be done. There's some roads out by the Farnham Estate there, out by the Radisson Hotel, near Crossdoney in County Cavan. It's some like they're not main roads; they're kind of side roads, but they're still public roads. They're still funded by the taxpayer. And I have to say, they're dangerous. Like if you hit that at any high speed, some of the potholes, you would end up in the ditch. You'd be dead. Like you'd be gone. And it's insane. So it is right that 3.6 million is not enough, but it's just not enough. But the thing is, this is the best part. There's so much money for fucking digging up the whole fucking place to have what do you call it? Greenways and stuff like that, cycle lanes and stuff. Like they literally have given like Kia and Cavan so much money for cycle lanes, and nobody uses them. Like in the town there, Cavan had this one going out by the institute, and I've only seen about 5 people in all the time I've been about on the cycle lanes. That nobody ever uses the cycle lanes. Like, and they're given like there's money. What I'm trying to say is there's money for bicycle lanes. There's money for this. There's money for that, but there's no money for the roads. Give us the awards. Yeah, like fucking the Romans literally built roads hundreds of millions of years ago, and some of them are still there today. Like I don't know how to do it. Like not even years ago. My great grandfather was on the council years ago, back in the 50s, the 60s, and stuff like that. And they didn't have any machinery. Back years ago, the councils didn't have any machinery until about the 80s or 90s. They had gear and stuff like that. But they had to do all by hand. Like they generally had to do it all by hand, lay tarmac, lay stones and stuff by hand. There was no diggers and stuff like that. And the roads were more perfect back then. Yeah, literally, like the small rural roads, they're the problem. But it's not the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is there's money there, but they keep doing roads. Like you look in the town, all of them, so like they're digging up every road in the town, but they won't dig up any road that needs to be done. Like take for example, I don't know, you probably know in Ballyhis, the bog road down there. It's atrocious. That bog road going down it brings you down to the Clonus Road, and then where the pharmacy is in Ballyhis, the bog road to go up there. It's atrocious. It generally is atrocious, that road. There's that many corners. There's no place to pull in. It's just a very badly designed road. And then not even to mention the flood. When the flood comes, the whole road's just fucking atrocious. And not even that, there's so many potholes on it too. And not even that too. Like even if you go up to Anti Duff down Ballyhills too, uh, it's atrocious up there too. And not even like I can name 50 side roads that are just atrocious. And it's not like nobody lives on those. People living on them and stuff like that. But just to give some local examples and stuff, like they are lethal, like they are extremely dangerous, like they are literally dangerous to have. Not even that, it causes damage to people's vehicles and stuff like that. It's you get what I'm saying. It's bad all around. It's not good form at all. But it's funny now, like literally all of a sudden, there's been that much roadworks around the fucking place. You must be an election coming up, because I never seen such amount of fucking roadworks and this being done, that being done. Every day of the week, there's politicians on saying, "Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do the other," and before that, there were nowhere to be found. It's funny. It's funny how all the roads being dug up now. Well, some of the roads, obviously they won't do some back fucking country roads because they want to be seen to do something. See, this is the thing; they want to be seen to do something. Yeah, like there's like that bog road too. There's some blind corners. It's atrocious. Not even that. The Clonus Road, going to Clonus here, just down the road here. I wouldn't go down on the bike. I wouldn't go near it anyway. Like that Clonus Road is atrocious. Like there's a few people, like it's just atrocious. Them young people were killed on the Clonus Road. The two young girls in outside Clonus there, going to the disco, wasn't it? Or the TY ball was it last year? Like it's atrocious. That Clonus Road is atrocious. Like it's dangerous. There's that many blind corners. It is dangerous. I probably should get out of this. But yeah, we'll go back to this. So yeah, as you can see here, this is just a fraction of it, and not even to mention that road from the Allison or whatever, uh, Carrickboy near Ballinya. That road going out to Ballinya is atrocious too. The corners and stuff like that. I don't know how literally nobody's been like people are not dying every day of the week. Like there's just roads in Cavan that are just atrocious, and they just choose to dig up the same roads over and over again to use up the funding for the year. Like it's insane. Um, yeah, like this is another thing. Example, like the roads that are marked to be done are taken off, like taken off it for no reason. These are the roads that need to be done. They're just taken off it. Not even that. I know of many instances that people have went to their councillors, went to their TDs about roads and stuff like that, about local roads they live on, down the road and stuff like that, with potholes and stuff like that, and nothing ever was done about it, Because at the end of the day, as I keep saying, at the end of the day, the councils and stuff like that can vote on doing this, doing that, extra funding for this and extra funding for that. But at the end of the day, the people who decide what potholes get filled in and stuff like that is not the councillors. They have a say, obviously, they have a vote in it. But at the end of the day, it's the people over the roads and the council or over the what they call it, uh, the rector of services and stuff like that. It's just insane. But I agree with Sarah Wiley here in terms of saying that it isn't enough for a whole county like Cavan, especially with the amount of bypasses and stuff like that. It is insane. Give me a second. Sorry about time to say goodbye. Yeah. And we finish noises exactly. Yes, of course, of course. It's Tony Blair. Tony Blair says he has a job for me. Had to get a job for Tony Blair. Oh, I get it. Sorry about that. So sometimes I just will have to leave. It's a phone call, stuff like that. Nothing really too concerned about that. Back to you in studio, aye. No, I wasn't. I know. It didn't require me to leave after that, and I don't require. I just said I heard what I had to hear, and that was it. Wasn't anything too, nothing to write home. Big bus and yeah. Like some roads were just not made for these buses and made for the stuff. Um, just the same out there by where am I? I'm actually talking a bit. Like the Barry Hills Road was really never made for trucks or anything like that. Just to say too, going out there by what they call Colours Graveyard. It's very little room to manoeuvre and stuff like that. Also, Nathan Carter was apparently around here today in Butler's Bridge, the music star and stuff like that. Apparently, I've been told. So I presume. But this is the thing, like other counties, Monaghan has got it actually more funding than Cavan for the roads than Cavan. It's insane. But it's and I wouldn't mind. We brought him and Ryan here. We treated them like royalty, and he still fucked us over. I know. Yeah, like they have some show in the Hotel Kilmore, I think tonight. That's why he's around Butler's Bridge or something. He's around here for a spin. Along with what they call. He's playing Clark's up the road, is he? Oh right, I thought it was in the hotel. Is he not playing in the Hotel Kilmore or something too? And the next day or two, he might be actually. No, it's not. What do they call? What do you call the other one? The woman. What do you call? Can't think of it. See, I wouldn't know, but I only was told there a few minutes ago about it. Like the person was speaking to just briefly mentioned it to me too. It wasn't about that, but it was another thing. It was just briefly mentioned when I was here that I know about it. Even though I don't really care. Then got it. Get it. Caboose. No, it's the woman. What do you call it? I can't never can think of her name. But what do you call her? I wouldn't even mind. I'd seen a brochure or something in one of the shops in the town there, but it was Nathan Carter. I can't remember the one. Peggy. Find this out now. We all go to the Kilmore Hotel. I wouldn't be there. I know people that would. Yeah, I know people would, but I wouldn't be that big of a fan. I really couldn't care really too much about it. To be the answer. Foucher's Galway. I never was on the Hotel Kilmore thing. That's dining. How do you do? A warm Cavan welcome. Huh? Oh, it's deal, but she's Irish. Yeah, I can never think of. She's a big. She's a big star on Irish thing. I wouldn't mind if I rang something now. If I rang your man there, he's all up in the head with her. He runs off, so he goes to all the shows and stuff like that. But he was only saying about Nathan Carter because he was down here. He was at the Derry Gower. So that's what he was telling me. What the fuck do you call her? Isn't it Lisa McHugh? Yeah, Lisa McHugh. That's who it is. That's who it is. Lisa McHugh. Yes, that's who it is. Yeah, it's Lisa McHugh. Yeah, is it hotty or no? It's not really hot. No, um, no, it wouldn't be that hot. You're not going to the sauna yet. Um, Never heard of her. Jesus Christ. But no, I heard of her, but I don't really care too much for. But I know a lot of the men will be chasing after and stuff like that. Like the Kilmore often would have country and western singles and stuff playing. Uh, Hold on to your hat. I hate it all. No, I don't hate it all, but I hate it when I can't think about things. Like it just annoys me. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen his tweet on saying he was going to upload them. But I think that's been it's been 2 weeks anyway since I've seen it. So I say it's probably soon. Anyway, anyway I would see it anyway. I'm subscribed to him, have notifications on too, so I see it when it comes out. It's definitely probably been a bit delayed, but sure, look, it'll be a good product when it does come out. So just seeing this here too, where the crisis is driving Gaudi, the contributing factor to Gaudi resignations. Well, we all know that isn't true. The fact of the matter is, people like we all know when Garda Síochána, as Morris McCabe or John Wilson had said, is the biggest criminal gang in the state. People don't trust in Garda Síochána, and I have to say I've lost a lot of faith in Garda Síochána in the last few years, particularly now with this Garda, with this incident with the Garda with the bike. I've lost all faith in Garda Síochána. In the effectiveness of them policing the state and looking after people and stuff like that. Like this is just disinformation in my opinion. Maybe it is a contributor, maybe it has a small effect, but at the end of the day, I think it's to do with just the crunching on Gardash in the economy because they can't get enough people. And it's not even that, there's probably corruption going on behind the scenes with superintendents and stuff like that, because we all know the Gaudi are not saints. The Gaudi in this country are nearly as worse as the criminals themselves. But you get what I'm saying. So there's a lot of, and like as we've seen recently too, like it is 12-hour shifts and stuff. Like people wouldn't want to do that. But for a lot of young guards, as we seen the other day, there's the Australian, what they got, New South Wales Police Force are trying to get young Irish guards to go to Australia and stuff like that for better money, better everything, better working hours, etc. So why would somebody stay here and work for 12 hours and stuff like that when they can work in Australia maybe for only less than the hours, etc., etc. Yeah, like the station, but that's for a reason too, because obviously if you're stationed in an area that you know people in and stuff, that's better for you to be stationed outside of an area and stuff like that. But it's not even that. A lot of people a lot of Gauds are just fed up with the young Garda Síochána. And they just lost faith in anything on Garda Síochána. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I've literally lost off nearly on Garda Síochána at the moment. If something happened to me now in the morning, if I was bed up in the morning and stuff like that, I wouldn't really even bother to go to an Garda Síochána. To be totally honest. So if I was fucking, I don't know, had somebody tried to shoot me with a gun or something, I nearly wouldn't bother to go to a Garda Síochána because it wouldn't be taken serious. And you never hear anything after. So because I can't tell you the amount of people making complaints about things being robbed on them and stuff. This been done and the other thing's been done. And on Garda Síochána, they'll take the complaint. Sometimes it wouldn't even bother to go out and take the complaint. They have to go in to get the guards to take the statement or whatever. But it's not even that. They wouldn't take it serious. They wouldn't be bothered. They wouldn't be asked to go and investigate it. But if you dare question somebody's gender, they send the whole squad unit out. The whole on Garda Síochána will be out. But that's just on Garda Síochána nowadays. They just don't want to do anything with that. The amount of missing people too, all of a sudden too, like people go missing and stuff, is insane too. Yeah, like that's what they're trying to do at the moment. Because no Irish person really wants to join on Garda Síochána. And it's not even that. Do we remember what happened down in Tipperary and Waslair, what the guards did? Like, who would want to do that, basically? Like, I wouldn't join. Like, when I was younger, actually, funny enough, I wanted to be a guard. But I wouldn't join. I wouldn't join it to give me €1 million. To be totally honest, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't solve on the Drew House or Helen Mackley. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, see, where was it? I get it, you know. But there was a campaign. It's the same as Irish nurses. They're trying to get them to Australia. No, they're trying to get them to fucking what do you call it? They're trying to get them to Canada. Yeah, well, it probably is. I heard it oftentimes in the defence forces the same, but obviously a guard gets paid a lot more than a serviceman in the army. Like it often happened, I heard in that alone that servicemen couldn't afford the fuel home in their car and had to sleep in their car and stuff like that because they couldn't afford to go home. But I don't know about Engulch because this is a good. You do get paid a lot now. Like in general, you do get good enough money. They got a lot of overtime during COVID and stuff like that. They were raking in the money during COVID and stuff like that. Compared to the defence force and so obviously the defence forces are just it's banjoed. It's totally banjoed compared to Engulch because the numbers are just fallen through the roof. Compared to Engulch it's a slow, gradual pace, but it's not overly too many people leaving. Mark Mellett, yes, I've seen he was in a bit of controversy recently, but he's not the chief of staff anymore. Uh, but he obviously has a role to play in terms of the army's downfall in terms of what's happening at the moment. But we get into that in a little bit. But long story short is, uh, like a lot of Gaudi, I know a few Gaudi and stuff like that. They live comfortable enough lives. You know, they do work long hours and stuff, but they do have a lot of money at the end of the week and stuff like that. Like they, you get what I'm saying. But obviously, in some instances, it can happen. But a lot of people, like a lot of gals, you've seen with the superintendents and the sergeants, voting no confidence in Drew House, and he's still there as the Garda Commission, even though they didn't want them. So, what does the owner of the Garda on the street think of him? You get what I'm saying. So, why would anybody trust them? And not even that. With what happened with Maurice McCabe and stuff, and John Wilson, do you remember the Garda trying to tower their reputation, tried to shut them up and stuff like that? So if you have something to say like in relation to this guard with the bike too, apparently he was involved with exposing another guard for misconduct in the Garda Síochána. And it actually makes sense because we've seen what would happen with Maurice McCabe and stuff. They tried to tarnish his reputation on Garda Síochána along with Tusla and stuff to make him out to be this awful person so people would shut up and not listen to him. You get what I'm saying? The Garda Síochána have done it before, so why they would do it again? Because at the end of the day, nothing was ever really done about it. Francis Fitzgerald lost the phone very convincingly, but nothing really was done about it. Really, in the end of the day, it's the people who are still probably in Garda Síochána who related to that. Yeah, like exposing wrongdoing in the force, like you wouldn't be like they wouldn't tolerate that nowadays. Let's put it out, they still wouldn't tolerate it. If you've seen something wrong been happening in Garda Síochána, you blew the whistle. I'm sure they would try. Like the same with this guard at the moment. I presume that he was trying to expose another member from Garda Síochána, like a high-ranking member, and because he done that, they looked for any excuse to try and suspend him or to try to shut him up. So they used this incident with the bike, and it's reported by the Ditch. I mentioned the last stream, it was reported by the Ditch. So it does ring true because why did it take 4 years? Something simple as that shouldn't have took 4 years, and especially because we know what they were up to. Like we all knew what they were up to. In Garda Síochána. What was I going to say? So yeah, this guy was whistleblowing and some of it, apparently, allegedly, but it seems to be true because that's what an audition kind of does. Hello, Thomas. How are we doing? Uh, okay, yeah, well, okay. Um, yeah, but no, but apparently this was what happened with this guy with the bike. To be told, this is what happened with him. Um, so they say, but we don't know. But it does seem to be true because why did it take so long? That's what we did ask, and it's not even that it was made a big deal out of nothing, basically. Um, and again, the word of the town is his reputation. I hope that he would shut up and stuff like that. So I presume that's what happened. To be told, because again, at the end of the day, you couldn't trust in Scottish. And it goes down to the and again, this is the thing. It goes down to the word trust in society. When you don't have trust in the people that police in society, people that make sure the crime is at a manageable level and stuff like that. Not even with the politicians, but if you have like you even take a poll now with the Irish people around the country and ask them did they have faith in Garda Síochána O'Connor or the leadership of Garda Síochána O'Connor, probably 90% of people would say no. And if you ask businesses, they would say no. Nobody would have trust in the Garda Síochána O'Connor. And that's just a straight up fact. But we see this now in South Australia looking for guards in Dublin. They literally are trying to get guards to Australia. So along with the nurses and the teachers and stuff like that, and everybody else, they're trying to get our police officers to go to Australia. That's insane. It is insane. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was actually not 98, it was 99% no confidence. So this was from not the only Joe, not the only grut on the street, the only guy out on the street. This was the sergeants and the superintendents, high-ranking Gardaí. Boris McCabe was a sergeant too in Garda, just to say. But you get what I'm saying, and they had no faith in the commissioner. They had no faith, and he's still there. That's the this is the point. So, what does the owner gal take when they see this happening? Because obviously something needs to change in the Garda Síochána. But again, that work environment's still there. And especially what Drew Howard said about this gal with the bike too. It's insane. It is genuinely insane. As he said, didn't know much about it and stuff like that, and trying to dig himself out of it. I definitely think there's more to it, to be totally honest. No, I don't remember that now specifically. But yeah. So we see this too. Just when I'm talking about the defence forces and on Garda Síochána O'Connor. So we've seen this too recently. The Defence Forces member caught in connection with €25,000 worth of coke seizure, and this was in the army base apparently. So obviously, he shouldn't be tried under civilian law, on the common law, as we call it. He should be tried under military law because obviously there's. So that's what I'm guessing anyway. Yeah, he wasn't charged as a military tribunal. What they call it. And that's probably what he should have been charged with. Because it would have been a lot more severe, like a military tribunal. Court martial, that's the word. But just goes to show you. We think of our men in Oakleek and the Hare and on Garda Síochána O'Connor. We think of them as the people that are the best of the best, that really are the sort of the people that should be protecting the state and not doing anything to harm the state and stuff like that. And we have these people that are in it, and it's the same with what happened. In the defence forces, nearly be the same as on Garda Síochána O'Connor. Uh, like years ago, and even nowadays, like we see with like Mouse McCabe and stuff like that. Is they don't want you to blow the whistle on what's happening. If there's some misconduct happening, they never will let you blow the whistle. On like in the defence forces years ago, take for example, there was a rampant, and particularly when women were not conscripted, but joined the army in the 70s, were allowed to join. There was a huge amount of sexual harassment and sexual assaults and stuff like that. It was huge. And that's only really coming to light nowadays. Like the women of honour, you probably have heard of them trying to raise awareness of what happened in the defence forces and stuff like that. Because they were afraid to speak out before and what was happening. And this is a big scandal. Like it is just a big scandal. Yeah. But he should generally be, not even on the civilian court. He should be court-martialed. And even I think we should nearly pull out the treason card. So I just want to figure this out. Was that this at a military installation? Yeah, this was at Collins Barracks in Cork. Yeah. So he shouldn't have been tried. Like as far as I know, yeah, this is under civilian law, like not under military discipline. It should have been military discipline because it would have been longer. But yeah. But then you're talking about the defence forces again, actually. So they increased the retirement age for members of the defence forces to 60, which obviously is the reason why, because they can't get people. And the basic fact of this, there's no money into the defence forces. There's a lot of these young men and things have families. They want to own a house and stuff like that. And they simply can't afford it because the money's not good enough. And it's a sad reality because years ago, the defence forces was a good job. It was good pay and good conditions and stuff like that. But there's trouble in the north and stuff like that. It was a good lot of money. It was one of the most well-paying jobs in the country. And to see it go to loss now is not good. No, I didn't see that. Actually, no, I didn't see that documentary. No, it's on YouTube. I presume not. Yeah, probably dubbed on the memory hole now. So yeah, I don't know what this is, the Global Confederate Project, but let me see. Sorry, give me a second. But yeah, so I don't know what this website is, but I just seen this the other day that Santa Mowen must have been talking about the World Happiness Report and stuff like that. And this is the most important thing, I think, in any society, like not even a Nordic welfare state or anything like that, like in a democracy, even in the parliamentary republic, even in whatever kind of federal republics and stuff like that, in the United States and stuff, everything, like the whole nation and Gardaí and O'Connor and the defence forces and civil society, civil service, the public service, it should all be built on trust and transparency. Nothing should be withheld. Obviously, some things into the defense force, like security, the state security. You can't just say, "Oh, we have fucking all our weapons in the country at this place, at this location." You just can't just come out and say that. Obviously, some things have to be state secret for the greater good, for the common good. But you get what I'm saying. In that regard, I understand that. But everything else, like in the Goddard it's just trust and transparency. That should be it. And that's why you see in Finland too such a high trust in society, like high trust and high happiness, because there's trust and transparency. And that's what's not happening in Goddard. There's no trust in the organization. People don't have trust in it, and not even that. There's no transparency. There's people can't question on Goddard economy. You're not allowed to question it. You're simply not. There's no debate about it. It's just shut down and said, "Oh, you're this, that, and that's what really it is. I think that just it's the most thing. Check about it. I don't know, but no, I generally do think that's the most important thing ever. Like just having trust and transparency. It's very vital in a democracy that you have that kind of thing. The World Economic Forum. Oh, great bunch of lads. Yeah, like you've seen with the Manhattan Tribunal back in the 2000s and stuff like that, with Bertie Ahern and stuff like that. It just goes like in this country, it's all dragged on for years and years and years. Spend billions of a year. How did they do that? But they just drag it on for years and years and years and hope that people just get fed up with it and shut up. I'll just shut you down and just say nothing. Like that's why nothing has ever changed in this country, because there's never been any debate about it. Like at the moment in time, the government. This is the thing. At the moment in time, the government, this is particularly the thing about immigration at the moment, they have nowhere to run, because at the moment they have to actually face people and have a debate about it, because it generally is the biggest thing in the country. And the same with house and stuff, because the government actually never bothered to ever have a debate and never have a discussion or discuss it with the people and what they want, what they can do to help and stuff like that. There's never been any debate about it. Only for like now the government, and you can see with the government, they have to talk about it. They have no other choice but to talk about immigration, because we have seen the extreme anger that's been shown in the Dublin riots and stuff like that. We see how upset and how angry people are, because people have not been listened to over the last few years, and that's what's causing all this. Because people just not been listened to, and the politicians just refuse to listen. It's not that they're not listening; it's they refuse to listen. They just listen to anything. And they can't have a tribunal that goes on for years and years saying, "Oh, we could have done this, we could have done that," etc., etc. Yeah, 10 years exceptions cost, wasn't it 4 or 5 billion? Just to say, "Oh, the politicians did wrong, Bertie Ahern and them did wrong," stuff like that. And nothing ever was done about it. That's the best. None of them ever said to prison or anything about it. Like it changed nothing. Like there was never like that's what I hoped, because if it was done with all in a year or in 5 months or in 2 months, people would be up in arms and stuff. But over 10 years, people would forget about it and not think about it. Because this is the thing the government always did in this country. They always relied on people to forget, because people can often forget it very quickly in terms of stuff. And they relied on that for years. But nowadays, they've come to the end of the road where they can't rely on people to forget, because people are that infuriated with them, that they can't, just hide and run away and hide. And that's what's happening. Because there's never been open debate. It's always just been, run away and deal with it some other day. But that's what this country is all about. That's why never really anything has ever changed. And it's not even that too. We have a media that is controlled mainly by Dennis O'Brien, which is basically, and obviously we have RT that's basically controlled by the government. And now Dennis O'Brien, which is a big Fine Gael fellow, he owns all the media nearly in this country, independent, like news talk. He owns all this. Like it's just ridiculous. And they're never going to criticize. Like that's why the whole establishment is built on that. And it's not about transparency or openness and stuff like. Because if there were open transparency, it literally just showed the most rotten system ever. And you wouldn't want that. Because there's a lot of skeletons in the closet between the Fine Gael in this country. and even within the media and stuff like that. Yeah, like he owns News Talk, he owns all this. Like News Talk are just gone fucking totally off the wall at the moment. Like they generally are just gone totally off the wall. News Talk. Like what would they say? Like the what happened until we joined the Commonwealth? Like, what do you want me to say? Like, what happened to join? Like who asked to join the Commonwealth? I never heard of somebody ever ask. Let's rejoin the Commonwealth after us leaving and stuff like that. We sold away to the European Union our sovereignty. Let's go back and sell it to the Commonwealth. We fought 800 years to get rid of British rule, but we joined the Commonwealth. Are you joking me? The only person I ever heard say that was Neil Richmond, something like that. He wanted to join the Commonwealth, but we all know why. Let's rejoin the Commonwealth. Yeah, like they're not much good. So I'm just looking for something. Like I'm seeing particularly, this is another topic. Just when I'm looking for this, there's that many people like people begging on the streets and stuff. Not so much in Cavan, but there's some people which are not they're not homeless. Like they're not homeless, have emergency cover, but they're taking advantage of elderly people to look for money. And obviously the guards have never done anything about it, just refused to do anything. Like again, that just goes straight. There's been complaints made, but the guards just refused to do anything, like hassling people for money and stuff like that. Even though they live like they've been given state accommodation, stuff like it's crazy stuff. One woman is dead, a multiple injury following a crash in Tipperary. Well, Leicester Square. It's a to try and find this now. Like it was something unbelievably stupid. News Talk said the other day. Here, which here? What's here? What? What do you mean, Gordon? What do you mean? You join mine? Oh no, but I'm talking about the British Commonwealth, the British Empire's Commonwealth. No, like not just an only Irish Commonwealth or something like the British Commonwealth. Uh, you know, former dominions of the British Empire and stuff like that. Mainly, that's what the Commonwealth is. So just actually, when I'm just here now, mention this. Austrian-Hungary. Well, it didn't go well in the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. But see, the problem with the Austrian-Hungary, the same as the Ottoman Empire, there was too many ethnicities, government and stuff like that, and it never was going to go well. Time and time again in history, it was just a powder keg waiting to explode, basically. So, so obviously the government have cut people who have come to Ireland, by 2/3. That's because they're only giving the 38 euro a week. Before that, they were nearly giving them as much. They're giving them as much, nearly 200 or so a week. So we're only giving them 38 euros a week. Yeah, 39 euro. People who were entitled to 220, which I think was the highest in the European Union. Like we were giving them more, and then free food and free everything along with it. Like that's a big drop. So obviously 2/3 and stuff like that. But that should have been done from the start. We shouldn't have been giving them as much from the start. Because what they were doing, they were going from safe countries like France and from Netherlands and from Denmark and from Germany to come to Ireland because they were getting more, because they wouldn't get as much in other countries. So that's why we've probably seen this many people come, because obviously it's as soon as the money stopped, not many people came after it, but they should have done it from that, because we wouldn't have as many people here and we wouldn't be in this situation where we have that many people here. And it's not far right away, so it's just common sense. Because it's afraid to be seen. There's no money in there now, so why would they come? Like, why would we bother to come now? I can't even remember this fucking article from News Talkers. Luke O'Neill. Oh. And that's another fellow that needs to be. I don't really know. Where did I fucking see it? I wonder. I'm really just that delusional. Give me 2 seconds. Book sign. No, I wouldn't go and get my book sign from him if it was the last thing I did. Where the fuck was it? I don't know. It doesn't. I suppose it doesn't really matter. 2 weeks to flatten the curve, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, as soon as the money stopped, nobody came. Like, if they were generally feeling war and oppression and stuff like that, they would be still coming. Like, let's put it that way, if they were generally feeling war and oppression, they'd be still coming. Like, they'd be coming on the droves, right? But it hasn't happened. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm 60. Yes. I'm sure you are. If you're 60, then I'm fucking 97. No comment. Well, which is literally is like Paul Pios said this, and now it is. You're a dangerous extremist. I don't know, and it's true. Like every country belongs to the people who originate from it. Like it's the same as Britain belongs to the British. Even though they don't belong, it doesn't belong. Like Australia and stuff doesn't belong to the British. It belongs to the Australian people. Which you could say Australia in a way. You get what I'm saying. But like Finland belongs to the Finns and stuff like that. It generally is just a factual statement. Like it is generally just a factual statement. There was one more thing I wanted to tell you. Yeah, but Denmark's a lot more tougher on. Well, the Nordic countries are, well, apart from Sweden, will generally be tough enough on immigration and stuff like that. It'd be difficult enough to get into the countries. So I'm sure people have thought it's kind of been wildly it's been around Twitter, I suppose the way to say it. There was a kid of an NYPD officer, New York Police Department in New York. He was on a traffic stop, Um, so it's kind of gone around the world, I suppose. Particularly because the New York governor and the New York mayor was turned away at the funeral. The family wanted nothing to do with them. Um, um, they blamed yeah, that's his name. They blamed the New York governor and the New York, what they call Carly Howland, yeah, um, for the death of this police officer. Which in a way, because a lot of these people get off with it, unfortunately, uh, with murder and stuff like that. So there's a lot of upset over it. It is very sad. It's very sad for anybody to lose their in life protecting the community. It's the same when it happens here in this country. It is a big thing. When I remember when Garda Síochána was killed in the line of duty. Um, because the thing about it is, if somebody's willing to kill a cop or a guard, they're willing to kill anybody in society. They're willing to attack anybody. Um, you know, because generally in society, a guard is the representative for a lower order in the state. And when somebody's willing to kill a guard, they're willing to kill a toddler or they're willing to kill a child on the street. Like they generally are. They have no fear of the law. They have no fear of anybody. Um, you know, yeah, it's fair to get support. Um, but yeah, no, it's just all fuck up in society, in asylums and stuff like that. It's a mess. No, it is just a general mess of it. Uh, yeah, like Macron has just gone mad trying to, he literally just trying to start a world war. That's it. Um, what am I trying to look up? So I'm just looking at this thing here. Ooh, 1 minute. So is there anything else? We probably should soon tip on anyway. Is there anything else anybody wants to say? Aren't you? I'm just looking to see did I go through everything. Might have not, but probably it's there somewhere. In what regard? We care what? Like in terms of Macron and stuff like that. Well, I don't think it would affect. Like I think it'd be only issue with the French and stuff in the Russians. There won't really be anything else really. But yeah, no, I just wanted to say this too when I'm here. So you see this pin, you often see it on particularly the mainstream politicians, maybe McDonald, Eamon Ryan, and them. Like the pin there. And like, no politician should really be wearing this. What they should really be wearing is an Irish flag. Not none of them are wearing an Irish flag inside them. Like that's what I find about it. Like whatever about these two lunatics. Oh, this lunatic either. But definitely being a former president and the leader of the opposition, minister, the Taoiseach and Tánaiste stuff. Um, not one Irish flag among them, like on their chest, like even on the shoulder, like Keogh. So, um, even what Eamon de Valera used to have, I don't even remember what it was. Still been a go, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some should be really wearing it. They should be wearing it, like, to be totally honest, because it is kind of evil kind of thing. What the fuck am I looking for? What do you call the pin? Used to be Eamon de Valera used to wear it. It was usually people who could speak fluent Irish used to wear it. Like it was a round circle, it was like that, but it didn't have all colour and stuff. Like it was no circle. Where is that thing? I don't know. Let me look up. Like I seen in my time in living, I've seen two or three men, elderly men now wear this. It's not like that, but it's, like when you can speak full Irish or something like that. It could be. I have to look it up actually. But if you have the name of it, if I see it now, I know what I'm talking about. I don't know much about it now. I remember seeing it when I was younger, and I asked at one stage what it was, and I can't remember what it was. Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, that's you're right. It is. They can show you what I'm talking about. You see, the face. Yeah, Eamon Ryan's always fuck. He's only after waking up. Uh, yeah. So this is the tier. So they should be only wearing an Irish flag or this. So this means it's really that you can speak Irish and stuff like that. I get you the thing of Eamon de Valera if I can find it. Thanks for going over that now. I appreciate it because I had to like I knew what it was looked like, but I couldn't think of the name of it. So you never see that nowadays. You never would find it. Um, Piggery. Yeah, and like I remember seeing when I was younger, like there was a few men I remember years ago wearing it, but nowadays you never would see it. I don't remember now. I can't really. Hmm. Wonder where it was. I can't remember. I remember at one stage. Sorry, give me a second. I can't see chat at the moment. I'm just trying to look for it. This is the Amazon. Yeah, it is the same cycle. Like a lot of local charities do out. I'm not too fond of the answer, but no, it's on all the local charity websites. It's just the new norm, the new world, etc. For the common good and all that. But it's the World Economic Forum that's really pushing it and stuff like that. And, I wouldn't have anything to do with what they want. So this is Image of Leo. So this is back in 1955. Would you believe this video is from 1955? Hopefully, I don't get a copyright, but it wouldn't be. I don't think you'll be able to hear it. But you can see it there like, when I play the video. So you can see underneath. You can see they can see that there's the pin there. Like a lot of elderly men back in the time would have done. I just let you can see it there. Yeah, that was what it is. Yeah, you're right, Fanny. That's the investment for Fanny. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, you get the gist what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the whole thing's lagging for me. But also cool. Look at this. That's a cool job, man. I wonder who he is. It's lagging the fucking string, man. Yeah, there we are. Thank you. That way, yeah. Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted for that. But just briefly, just wanted to say about them. Yeah, like the sustainability kind of 17. I don't know what really call it, but you know that pin. Never a good sign when you see something like that. Basically. Um, Big Jimmy. And we finish nicest. Um, so yeah, everything else I know we'll probably went on, but the whole thing's like there we go. Thank you. Yeah, but I just thought to enlighten you about that. I don't know if there's many people know about that until I brought it up. Like I remember, like you never would see it nowadays. You never would. Like no politician would. No politician would wear it nowadays. But what I'm trying to say that there should be either one of Irish flag or that if they could speak Irish. See, it's something that's died off. It's nowhere to be found. Like I remember seeing, but that was when I was young. Now you would never find it. That all the men that would been had that on them would be long dead. Would be long dead by now. Yeah, he was originally from Cavan. Yep, he was. He was. So they said, anyway. So they said. So I was told anyway back in the day. Let me just say, I actually fact checked that just to make sure. So I was told anyway because that's what I was told when I was younger. It really was. I just looked that up actually before I go. I never actually given much thought to it. Yeah, he was. He was born in Drumballi. Yeah. County Cavan. Yeah, that's not true. That's a good while away from here, I suppose. Down the other side of the county, yeah. Yeah, like he was from Cavan, yeah. I was taking so. But here, look at lads and lassies. I think we live there for tonight. We've been here for 2 hours nearly at this stage. I think that's all she has to say for tonight. Let's see if you have anything else to ask me before I go. I don't want to keep you as much longer tonight. We do watches, we watch just get an extra hour in bed for tomorrow morning and stuff like that. So yeah. Hey. What are we, Canadian? Hey. We are Canada. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. No bother. Thank you, Oliver. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much for being here and for keeping me company. It's always good to have people down there. That's gone less than that hour. Yes. So yeah, is there anything else? Let me know at the moment because I have a few minutes if you want to ask me anything else. But if not, then I take me leave. So actually, before I take me leave, it's one more thing. I think maybe not, but see you know. Yeah, next show, yes. Let me see. Fuck me. Sorry. I can't even spell. I'm trying to look up something. There's one more thing I heard about it the other day, and I was like, yeah. Two more things actually. I want to see. Let me see. I don't think there's much more news on this as well now. Keeping you longer. Yeah, nothing on the Western Front. Has to be slag. No, I don't. No, I don't. Give me a second. Sorry that I muted myself for a second. No, I'm just looking it up. Just give me a second. I don't know where we'll hold this from, sorry. It's obviously, yeah, sorry, I'm just looking this up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we'll hold this from, but I can't find any more. No panic. No panic. I know I can't remember I hold it somewhere about this, but I have no information to go on, so I can't talk about it if I don't know much more about the basics, what I was told that time. But if I hear more, I'll let you know. I could have talked about, when I don't have more information to tell you about, then, I don't know. But there's probably something about it. I have to remember seeing it where who told me or about it. But it doesn't matter. It's not like a life threatening. It was just kind of an off comment. But anyway, thank you, everyone. I think we leave it there. I don't think there's anything else. Sorry about keeping it them extra few minutes there because I thought there was actually something else, and then I said there was nothing else to be found on it. But I'd say probably the next time we're live to be something fun now. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you, Evan. Just had tea. It didn't go away. I just had tea. Very good. Well, thank you, Anna, for not going away. So yeah, leave us to it. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate it as always. We'll be back probably Wednesday. I have to start putting up our videos recorded. I have to start putting them up because I'm getting a bit too lazy to put them up. To be totally honest. So I have to start doing that. So anyway, here, lads and lassies, I leave you to it. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good evening. Make sure you have a good lie on in the morning, and I'll talk to you then. Good night.